Hey families, and welcome to tonight's Family Bible Study. I'm so glad that you decided to join us tonight for a look into 1 Corinthians chapter 4. As always, gather around together, grab your Bibles, turn over to 1 Corinthians chapter 4, and read that as a family, then come back to this video. Welcome back. There's a ton of wisdom found in 1 Corinthians chapter 4, but I want us to focus in on the first little section, verses 1 through 5. Here, Paul begins to talk about the concept of judgment. Paul said that he had been entrusted with a message that he brought to the church in Corinth, and that people who are trusted with something must prove faithful in carrying it out. Carrying out that message was so important to Paul that he tells them he doesn't care what they think or if they judge him. In fact, he doesn't care about human courts either. Paul doesn't even take the time to judge himself. He says, ultimately, it is the Lord who judges me. What a bold statement from Paul about the significance of his work. Paul had been given a mission, one that he took very seriously. The message that he had to share was so important that he ignored the judgment, the thoughts, and the opinions of other people. I don't know about you, this is a big struggle for me sometimes. I think we've all faced a moment in our lives where we're really worried about what someone else will think about us. It's just human nature to judge and critique, but no one wants to have negative things said about them. Many times this keeps us from acting on our faith and the things that we believe God has called us to. Paul completely understood this feeling, but he didn't allow it to stop him from action. In fact, in verse 5 he says that when the Lord comes, he will bring to light what is hidden in darkness and will expose the motives of the heart. Paul's trying to help us to understand if we know what we should do in our hearts, then we need to act on that. There will come a day when God will judge us for the things that we did and the motivations that we had for doing them. If we've been entrusted with such an important message and a mission in this life, we need to take that seriously and be faithful to that calling. Take a moment in the upcoming section and pause the video for some discussion with your family. Then come back for this week's Family Challenge. This week's Family Challenge, I want you to go around the circle tonight and have each member of your family tell about a time when they worried what someone else would think about the things that they did. Talk about what it feels like to be judged by another person. Then I want you to write one way that you can take action on your faith this week to honor God. Pledge to carry that out no matter what someone may think about you. That's all for this week's Family Bible Study. I'm John White, and I hope you guys have a wonderful evening.